Hello and welcome back to Ayaron's world. I'll just give you a quick update on this. This is working well. I've got a stack and a bit there, and almost a stack there. So the golems don't come out at a huge rate, but seeing as I spend most of my time around here, they don't have to. Basically, I've got a nice steady supply of iron, which is excellent because I'm going to need lots of iron when it comes to doing my sorting system. Now, just out of interest, I installed a mod which shows you village boundaries, and it shows you the doors that are connected to the village and so on. I was just interested to see what the extent of this village was, how far it went, and so on. Now, as you can see, I've got quite a few people here now. They don't wander out around here much, though. So I think it's because they're sticking to, well, even though the mod says the range of the village is out to where those dots are, they seem to stick to where the doors are. Now, I'd like the villagers to wander around here a bit more. So I might add some small buildings with doors just to encourage them to wander a bit more. But I do need to balance them because so essentially I made this rear bit available to the villagers. Oh wow, there's so many of them. So they can wander around in the garden here, and they can all sit and talk, and they're all queuing up for some reason, not sure why. So you can see these red lines. These show you all the doors that are connected to the village, and they all converge at the centre of the village. And of course the centre of the village is where the Iron Golems appear. So if I am going to throw like some doored buildings out the front there, I have to balance it by putting some at the back as well. Now, I think I can do that and keep it safe. Now, I put some cobble walls there because I was having some zombie attacks and so on. But I think I've got that pretty well sorted now. But as a safety, I've also got a couple of villagers trapped there on the balcony, where hopefully they'll be safe from zombies. Hopefully if a zombie comes along, it won't be able to get them, or they'll have the sense to step back. And even in case of disaster, there should always be at least two left. So if I just show you how this convergy thing works, I can... hang on. Let me just have a munch. Ender pearl into there. So you can see this is the centre of the village. And the golems are going to appear like within 12 blocks of here, or whatever. It's going to be within the radius of this water room. And they come down here, and they move along here nicely. Now, I added a bit of a lava blade because it was taking them quite a while to die. It was like, I think I counted it, and it was like 40 suffocation pulses before they were dying. So I added about 16 rows of lava, and that's enough that when they get down here, they die in about 2 seconds. So I will just go to sleep, and then we will talk about what we're doing today. We're going to work on something a little more artistic, because we've been doing lots of redstone-y technical type stuff. I kind of like that, just the dots around there, floating in the night. I think I'll just leave that mod installed until the next Minecraft update wipes it out. Can't be bothered to uninstall. I was heading for bed, wasn't I? Oh, Misa's texture pack finally updated. And the animation on the clocks is wonderful. Let me just get this somewhere a little more visible. Oh, you can't just put a clock on a wall, can you? I just think that's wonderful. I mean, we have an actual hour hand, cogs going around, and you see the sun come up and go down. I like that. So, for ages now, we've been talking about making a... well, I've been calling it a lookout post, but I'm actually thinking just, a nice luxury home. Then maybe I can repurpose this dome to be something else. On top of that mountain. So I've been checking it out and flattening it, and I've put some ladders up to it. We'll probably come up with some form of elevator later, either water boat or piston elevator, or possibly just the minecart elevator, because that's that is a very rapid way of going up and down. So I want to make it out of quartz, because it's a wonderful white block that we've not really used much anyway yet. In fact, I don't think I have used it anyway yet. But the reason why I want the place up here is just as a lookout. Somewhere we can look and see the rest of the base. I mean, that's what the original tower was for, but this way I'll have somewhere, if I want, I can actually look at my lighthouse tower. And I can see the village, I can see my pixel art, and so on. So it's not a huge space up here, but it is large enough for maybe just a single roomed building. 1 or 2 stories might look okay. There's a little bit back here. Now I'm thinking this bit back here might be where I set up the the elevators. If I do a piston elevator, it can be like inside the mountain, perhaps going up on this spur, and then the actual way in and out would be there in the desert, because that would give me an excuse to build my bridge over that river that I was wanting, and maybe expand out into the desert a little bit. So I'm trying to think what to do with these, with it being not quite a normal shape. I'm tempted to just make the building poke out and then put in like some support beams, like I've done there with the village. Don't know if you can see that at this distance. Almost fell off. I've just like put a wooden post going down to the ground there to support the platform. Here I could have something that sort of angles into the mountain perhaps, or just build some stone buttresses holding it. I think that would maximize the space. So I'm going to make it out of quartz, and I'm thinking like a Roman villa design. And Roman villas tend to be square, or squarish, so squaring this off kind of makes sense. A little bit down there. I don't really want to change the shape of the mountain too much, so I do think whatever it is I build, I'm just going to sort of build on top. It might need a layer of foundation. Maybe stone, because stone looks like concrete, doesn't it? And the Romans did build a lot with their concrete. Although they did used to just sort of, I think, mix it with white stuff so it looked white. So it's made me laugh when you'd hear people complaining about modern concrete buildings. Oh, all they do is build with concrete these days. It's all ugly. And it's like, most of the stuff the Romans made was poured concrete. I don't know if they invented the stuff, but they certainly used it quite extensively. So I've got a reasonable supply of quartz. I've got quite a bit. So there are different types of quartz, aren't there? So we need to, well, I need to sort of be familiar with the different types. There's also, so that's a plain block of quartz. Yeah, it's sort of pinker. I think they've retextured it slightly. I still think it'll look good. Then there's a chiseled quartz block. That's a nice decorative one. It's very Romanesque. And you've got pillars, which is even more Romanesque. I mean, that's why I'm going for a Roman thing. I think you can put these sideways as well if you want. Yeah. So it's based on, it's like with logs, it's based on how you place them down. And then we've got slabs as well. Ooh. That's a really nice design on the side of those slabs. I'm just looking to see, I mean, the range we're looking at it, we won't be able to see much detail, but, you can see some. And these should all just pick up fine with this. So, we need to choose other block types to go with it. Obviously we've got glass. I'm just trying to put together the palette. The palette of blocks. No, too industrial. Lapis? I don't have much lapis. I'd have to go looking for more. Although it looks like a mosaic floor, when you put loads of it together, it tends not to look that good. So I think I should make my floor, the flooring in the building, out of coloured wool. Just like a simple shape. Nice contrast. I could use snow. Snow is a very white block that will probably go well with the with that. If I want something a little bit whiter for bits of it. I think if I want a wood type, I don't know, I'm tempted to go with that. Simply because for the contrast, but it might depend what purpose I'm putting the wood to. This wood might make a good roof. If I wanted the roof to be a different colour. They used to their Roman villas, I think, were mainly in sort of red tile, so it's probably the closest we've got, you know, colour-wise. Some detailing in that might work. Trying to decide whether the foundation should be stone brick or just stone. End stone. End stone looks quite marbly on this texture pack as well. It's a little bit darker. This might make a good foundation material, actually. Don't know. I mean, if I actually want something to look like a wooden log, then I've always found that stuff to be good. This stuff is a bit too rough. That's you know, it looks like barbarian wood. You know, the sort of stuff those Celts would use. That would probably work well for a flooring if I wanted some wood flooring. This stuff, I don't know, it looks too much like a crate, I find. It would be good if they had if the textures connected a bit more. You know, like on the vertical plane. I think we'll start with those and we'll see what it looks like. So I've just got to get loads of material up there. Foundation, I've got to think about the foundation. So I use stone brick a lot there. There's already a lot of stone on the mountain. If I just use normal stone, it might just blend in a bit too much. There I used cobble. I just don't want to use cobble as the foundation for this. I think it'll look a bit too rough. I think I will try the end stone, like I thought. So I'm going to get all the materials together, lay the foundation, and start laying this out. Okay, I think this is a pretty good foundation. I squared it off a bit. You can sort of see I've made that bit square and this bit square. So everywhere there is this stone, this is it actually overhanging nothing. So that's where I'll have to work on the supports for it later. This stuff's gonna be covered up by the building anyway, so I'm not going to bother replacing the grass. It won't be visible. Now, I've worked out where the centres of all the sides are. Now, this one here is a pleasing size. It's 24 by 12, which I think is a nice ratio. And these blocks, as I said, represent the center of the different sides. This one here, I can't remember the dimensions, but again, we've got the centers worked out, so if I want to balance windows, stuff like that. Now, I do have a basic design that I'm working on. I want some pillars on this, so... I'm just thinking about the design I've got, because I want, like, some pillars on the outside is what I wanted. And then obviously you need a gap before the actual main wall gets built. Otherwise the pillars are just like right up against it. And if I did that, then there's not going to be much room for the building. I don't know, this might be a reasonable space for a room if this was a wall here built up. No, that's okay. The gap from there to there is fine. And there's going to be windows and stuff as well. So I think the main front of the building is going to face that way. I might end up extending, like making a balcony or something here. So I've got a bit more space. I think maybe if there was a pillar here, I'm trying to work out whether I want a gap of 1 or 2 between the pillars. So that's what I think the pillars should be, but I just want to put a couple of pillars, only one apart. And then we're going to go take a look at what that looks like. Yeah, I want to leave the gap of 2. Those ones are a bit too close together. It also means there'll be a nice spread of the pillars, because there's going to be four pillars at the front, going from there to there. So, I think I want to work on that frontispiece, because it's going to be the main visual element to the building as we're looking at it from down here. Yeah, I think the dimensions of that are pretty good. You can see enough detail from down here that it will look attractive. Rather than setting it 2 back from the edge, I actually extended the edge 2 instead. I am going to need a lot of quartz, though, for this. Let's get in closer and take a look. I don't think I can ender pearl all the way there. I might be able to get somewhere on the mountain. Or I'll just do that. Right. Let's use the ladder. It's a bit safer on my ankles. Right, so I've just started filling in the wall behind it. I like this texture. I like the way it's sort of randomly rotated. It's nice and interesting. Can't really get a close look there, can you? As I said, I might extend like a bit of a balcony or a veranda here. Not too big, just enough that you can come out and stand on it if you want to. So I've got like a sort of triangular thing going there using the half slabs. Made it stick out 1. That's the chiseled stuff. And I made those pillars, what's that, 5 high? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. 5 high pillars. Plus that. It's going to be quite a high ceiling in here. I think I just want a single floor. This place is primarily an observation post. It will be a bedroom as well. So the ceiling of this place will probably be level with those bricks there. I'll probably head on back and then switch to maybe a wood for the actual roof covering. Build these walls all the way around and then start thinking about where the windows are going to go. I mean, the whole point of this of this building is to be an observation building. So I want to make sure that it's got plenty of windows and so on. I want the window. I don't think I want the window to go all the way to the ground though. So maybe just something like that, so that it's sort of in between the pillars. Just something simple design, and then there would be another window there. Yeah, I think this is going to look good. Unfortunately, when you combine you combine 4 quartz together, you do actually only get one quartz block. I do have my Fortune 3 pick, which is what I'm using to dig these. So that was 3 of them. I already had 2. So I'm getting an average of 2 per block. That's not that good. That was an average of 3 per block. Okay, not bad. So I think I'm going to work on getting enough of this stuff to put the basic walls around this thing. Finish the portico, or whatever that thing's called. Let's get rid of this. And then we'll see. I might not finish this project today, I'm not sure. I'll have to see how far I can go. It might be something which, I'll continue and tweak later, and then we'll have to work on, as I say, the bridge and the way of getting up here. I think it will round out the landscape quite nicely round here, though. I wish I could... It's like when I ender pearl to the top of there, it's like it almost makes it every time. Oh, made it. That's good. If I could work out how to ender pearl back and forth. No, I think that's going to look nicer. Oh, and when the sun sets, the whole thing just turns a wonderful shade of pink. It really picks up the colours of the sunset. So, I'll be back once I've made some progress. Well, I think I've got a bit more quartz back in the base, but I've used up all the stuff that I brought up here with me. I think this is a very good start to a building. Now, I've decided to put these little half steps up by the windows because when you didn't have them, you couldn't really see out the window very well, but with these now, you can go right up into the window if you want to have a look. In order for it to look right, though, it does mean I'm going to have to set the floor here down a level, so whatever my flooring is going to be, it's actually going to be at that level there. Which means these overhangs need to get a little bit deeper. Basically, I'm going to have to build the overhang down like that. So when this stuff here gets replaced with whatever the flooring is going to be, as I said, probably coloured wool, I don't want it showing from underneath. So I need to lower those things in the few places that I'm using them, but I've got the windows all the way around. Gone with 3 wide windows here to the sides, nice square windows there to the fronts. Started to build that back a bit, build these walls up. Put some doors here, which is going to lead to the small extension back here. Now, I am going to work on, as I said, on some form of elevator to get up here, with the way in and out being here. So as I said, I've got a reason to bridge across. But I'm also probably going to put a nether portal in here as an alternate quick way to get up and down. So let's just take one last look at this from a distance, because this is all I'm going to work on. This is all the work I'm doing on this today. Kind of run out of puff and energy. Oops, oops. Whoa, lag. Lagdy, lag. Alright, can I make it to the roof? No, okay. I think I'm aiming up too far, aren't I? That's the problem. Shame, I wanted to get there while the sunset was still happening so you could see the things. But there you go. I think that's going to look really good up there. It's nice and bright. So it's, as I said earlier, a good addition to the landscape round here. I've been building up levels, chopping out the quartz. So I've already made one magical level 30 book, and I've got enough experience points to make another one now. So that's coming along nicely. I'll probably work on it a bit in between before the next episode. Tell me what you think, give me your feedback, any suggestions to improve it, or anything you think should be different. I think it's pretty good though. The quartz has a lot of texture to it. So even though it is all just sort of the same colour, there's some nice shapes going on there and so on. I'm no good with a bow. I need to practice. Am I going too high? Or am I going far too low? Oh, okay. Well, okay. I've been aiming far too low. At this sort of range, you've got to go sort of like way up there. This is why that's why I'm no good at the PvP. I think one of the things I want to do, because I know that wooden buttons do react to arrows, I want to set up like a target range. Something with loads of wooden buttons on it hooked up to lights that will tell you how close to the target you got. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.